In the headlines, Kaduna Residents Protest takeover of ancestral land. Military uncovers ISWAP plans to set up bases in Plateau and Bauchi. 1 killed, others injured in truck collision in Bauchi State. And on the foreign scene, Israeli airstrike hits last functional hospital in Gaza City. Good evening and welcome to News Updates on Trust TV. I am Dorcas Yakub Zara. Tensions are rising in Liman Ibada village, Suba local government area of Kaduna State, as concerned residents call on the state government to address an ongoing land dispute that threatens their livelihoods. The villagers, mostly peasant farmers, staged a peaceful protest to voice their concerns over attempts to seize their farmland, which has been passed down through generations. Trust TV's Bella Musa has more.
The protesters argued that the farmland in question has been a cornerstone of the community's heritage for decades, preserved and cultivated by their ancestors. Local farmers who rely on the land for their livelihood warned that losing this land would leave them without a means to support their families. One community member shared the dire consequences of losing the land, explaining that it would deprive them of their only source of livelihood. Our forefathers have played a key role in ensuring food security and contributing to the development of Kaduna State and Nigeria at large. Now, we are hearing that our farmland has been allocated to some individuals. It is heartbreaking. Farmers painted a grim picture of how the farming community would be affected if their farmland was taken from them, emphasizing the devastating impact on their daily lives. We are 6 brothers in our family, and we all depend on a single farmland to survive. I have 9 children, and my siblings have children too. Thankfully, we have been living here without any security threats.
All of us, we are farmers. We can't any kind of the business without farming.
What are your appeals to the government now?
So we want it help us and help us with just done. Obasani is good governance. We are
not civil servants, and most of us never had the chance to go to school. Farming is all we know. If the land is taken from us, we have nothing left to fall back on. The residents have now appealed to the state government for intervention, urging it to resolve the issue in favor of the larger farming community who rely solely on this land. They also encourage calm among residents, assuring them that steps are being taken to ensure a peaceful and fair resolution of the dispute. Bella Musa, Trust TV News Kaduna.
On security matters, troops under Operation Safe Haven have uncovered a plot by the Islamic State West Africa Province ISWAP to set up operational bases in Plateau and Bauchi State. 2 suspected members of the terror group, Abdul Qadir Al-Hatu and Ubaidu Hassan, were arrested during a sting operation on April 11th in Shandong, Plateau State. The suspects, aged 25, were allegedly operating under the guise of tailoring to help ISWAP expand into north-central Nigeria. Preliminary investigations revealed that the duo was tasked by the ISWAP commander to establish new cells in Plateau and Bauchi. In a separate operation, troops stormed a hideout in Mazat village, Barikin Ladi local government area in pursuit of a wanted criminal. While the suspect escaped, an AK-47 rifle, magazine, and other items were recovered. Additionally, troops from Sector 2 ambushed bandits along the Pinal-Bangalala Road in Wasi local government area, killing one bandit and injuring others. Meanwhile, in Miango district of Basa local government area, terrorists killed a man and his two sons in an early morning attack on Saturday, identified as Wehi Gebe, 56, and his sons Zu, 25, and Henry, 16. The police in Aba have arrested two individuals, Indubisi Okoronko and Innocent Mbam, for allegedly vandalizing the defunct Aba textile mills in the Eziama industrial estate. The suspects were reportedly caught in the act of dismantling iron rods from the roofing structures of the buildings at the facility. The arrest followed a tip-off from local security operatives who alerted government officials and the Rapid Response Squad (RRS) to the incident. During questioning, the suspects claimed they were hired by one of the facility's managers to carry out the operation. Some local business owners have raised concerns, alleging that the theft of iron rods has been an ongoing issue at the site. The Abia State Police Public Relations Officer, DSP Maureen Chinaka, acknowledged the inquiry but had not provided further details at the time of the report. The Edo State Police Command has debunked social media reports claiming that 4 armed herdsmen were arrested in the state, clarifying that the individuals in question were hunters from Kano State. In a statement issued by the police spokesperson, Moses Joel Yamu, the suspects were identified as Yusuf Abdul Karim, Mujahid Garba, Shitu Idris, and Jamilu Habibu. The men were intercepted by operatives of the Edo Security Network and handed over to officers at the Ipoba Hill Division. Items recovered from them included 3 Dane guns, cutlasses, cartridges, and daggers. Investigations revealed that the men had traveled from Dogua in Kano State to the Uvbe community in Edo State for hunting purposes. The police noted that suspects were not arrested at a hotel as widely speculated online. The commander emphasized that they were not armed herdsmen and had no intent to commit violence. The clarification follows viral claims that the men posed a security threat. Commissioner of Police Monday Oboniga urged the public to verify information before sharing, warning that misinformation could trigger unnecessary panic and tension within the state. Now on the legal front, the Kano State government has rejected the ECOWAS Court of Justice ruling that declared its blasphemy laws inconsistent with international human rights standards. The court, in its April 9th judgment, directed the Nigerian government to amend or repeal the laws, citing violations of the rights to freedom of expression under regional and international frameworks. In response, the state government reaffirmed its commitments to upholding laws that protect religious values and public order, stressing that its legal framework operates within the bounds of Nigeria's constitution. It argued that the Sharia Penal Code was enacted under constitutional authority and reflects the state's socio-religious context within Nigeria's federal system. Kano authorities emphasized that freedom of expression is not absolute and can be restricted under both domestic and international law to safeguard public morality and religious sensibilities. They also questioned the enforceability of the ECOWAS judgment, citing the requirement for domestication of international treaties before they can be binding in Nigeria. While defending its legal stance, the government said it is taking measures to prevent abuse, including legal scrutiny of blasphemy cases and promotion of interfaith dialogue to ensure due process and discourage mob actions. On the drug bust front, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) has destroyed approximately 1.6 million kilograms of confiscated illicit drugs seized from across Lagos, Ogun, and Oyo states. Speaking at the destruction site in Ipara, Ogun State, along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, the NDLEA chairman, Brigadier General Muhammad Buba Maiwa, retired, represented by the Director of Asset and Financial Investigation, Ibrahim Abdul, described the event as the agency's largest single-day destruction of narcotics in history. The report.
The massive haul came from NDLEA's operational zones 9 and 11, which cover key areas including Lagos, Ogun, Oyo, Muritala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos Seaports, and the Idiroko and Seme borders.
The sheer volume of seizures, which totals approximately 1.6 million kilograms, serves as a reminder of the great danger these substances pose to public health until they are completely and irreversibly destroyed.
In Oyo, we picked from within town, we picked up from the checkpoints. Lagos, the same thing. Then we added the ones from Seme, the ones from Tinkan, Apapa, Idiroko. Those ones are more of the border areas.
The agency confirmed the destruction followed court authorization and thorough laboratory testing to verify the identity and quality of the seized substances.
This fight cannot be won by government alone. It requires the vigilance, unity, and courage of every citizen.
Among the incriminated items were 123 kilograms of cocaine, more than 46 kilograms of heroin, and over 1 million kilograms of cannabis, also known as Indian, along with other illegal substances.
For the traffickers, it's monetary motivation. But for the users, there are various reasons why people get indulged in drug abuse. It's not a solution to any problem, actually. People should know. But then, social problems could also be a factor.
This operation reinforces the agency's commitment to eradicating drug trafficking and curbing substance abuse across Nigeria.
And now on a sad note, a fatal road accident involving two DAF trucks on Sunday in Magama, Gumau, Bauchi State has claimed the life of 23-year-old Usman Magaji and left two others injured. Reports gathered that the crash occurred when a truck loaded with sand and carrying 4 occupants collided with a stationary truck that had broken down along the road. The impact triggered a fire that engulfed both vehicles. Police operatives from the Magama Gumau Divisional Headquarters, in collaboration with other security agencies, responded swiftly to the scene, extinguished the blaze, and rescued the victims. The Bauchi State Police Public Relations Officer, CSP Ahmed Muhammad Wakil, confirmed the incident, noting that the injured were taken to Turu General Hospital for treatment, where Usman Magaji was later pronounced dead by a medical doctor. The Commissioner of Police, Bauchi State Command, CP Sani Omolori Aliwu, has extended his condolences to the bereaved families. He also reminded motorists of the need to adhere strictly to traffic regulations, emphasizing the importance of placing reflective warning triangles at least 45 meters behind any broken down vehicle to prevent such tragedies. Meanwhile, the Command Central Motor Traffic Department (MTD) has been directed to launch a discreet investigation into the incident. Still in Bauchi State, the district head of Lemi, Aliyu Yakubu, has said that the continued patronage of traditional events in African societies is a powerful affirmation of culture as a people's identity. He made the remarks during the 2025 edition of the annual cultural festival known as Hawan Mamman Kusu, held at the Government Day Secondary School, Gumau, in Turu local government area of Bauchi State. Trust TV's Admin Imam has more.
A wave of vibrant colors, rhythmic drum beats, and joyful tears filled the air in Leme district as dignitaries, guests, and cultural enthusiasts gathered to witness one of Bauchi State's cherished traditional festivals, Hawan Mamman Kusu. The 2025 edition saw an impressive turnout of cultural groups and performance across Toro local government area, transforming the annual festival into a spectacular showcase of tradition, heritage, and unity. The event began with the customary Durbar procession, where community ward leaders and village heads rode in on horseback, greeted by jubilant crowds, waving and dancing to traditional music.
hard money. This has brought a lot of unity amongst us, especially when we are scattered.
Honestly, we are excited with this annual colorful cultural display. It is a memorable occasion, and we thank God and we pray that the gathering will witness a huge success at the end. As tradition demands, the procession moved from the venue to the district head's palace, where all participating wards converge, marking the climax of the Hawan Mamman Kusu celebration. In his closing remarks, the district head of Lame, Alhaji Aliyu Yakubu, thanked all those who joined in the celebration. He emphasized that cultural events like this are not only moments of joy, but also serve as a deeper purpose of preserving identity, building unity, and fostering peace in communities. The Sarkinyak in Bauchi also offered prayers for peace and progress in Bauchi State and Nigeria at large, noting that culture remains a powerful tool for social cohesion and nation building. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
This is news updates on Trust TV coming up ahead. Lagos residents abandoned online platforms, turned to traditional media. This and many more when we return. Do stay with us. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, this is news update on Trust TV. Let's take a look at our top stories again. Kaduna Residents Protest takeover of ancestral land. A military uncovers ISWAP plans to set up bases in Plateau and Bauchi State. And moving on to more stories, President Bola Tinubu has instructed relevant educational regulatory bodies to intensify efforts in tackling illegal tertiary institutions across Nigeria. Speaking at the 14th convocation of the National Open University of Nigeria (NOUN), he directed the National Universities Commission, the National Board for Technical Education, and other agencies to take firm action against what he termed certificate millers, damaging the credibility of the education sector. Tinubu, represented by Rekia Ilyasu, Director of University Education at the Federal Ministry of Education, emphasized the need to protect the integrity of Nigeria's academic system. At the convocation, 51 inmates from correctional centers across the country graduated from NOUN, including 41 undergraduates, and 10 postgraduates. A ceremony also saw honorary degrees conferred on Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, President of the African Development Bank, and Speaker Abbas Tajuddin. The President also urged National Open University to take the lead in Nigeria's shift toward a digitally skilled economy, pushing for a more robust embrace of online learning through its open and distant learning model. In Lagos, with the advancement of new technology and the widespread use of smartphones, thousands of Nigerians now turn to streaming platforms to access information, disrupting traditional media. Residents of Lagos share their perspectives on the use of streaming service and other digital platforms. Victoria Tokolo brings us more in this report.
The high cost of internet services is causing some residents of Lagos reverting back to old traditional cable network of accessing information, which they considered more economical now compared to streaming platforms. According to them, both services are becoming more expensive than before due inflationary pressure on goods and services across the country.
Those satellites, like DSTV now, the money they are using to pay in the month, that money is too much. Like me now, I don't get money like that to pay because no more work we did before they say work we do. But nowadays, work will be scarce. If you finish work now, to see another one, you go reach a month. So that is why I can't pay money for those DSTV because money to me itself, they hard.
I subscribe to monthly payment from DSTV. I prefer that one. I don't like watching native. I don't like watching any other local television. If I'm at home, I watch foreign television. I watch CNN. I watch football, and foreign football. So that's my own view about that.
We are just appealing to the authority to know that the thing is too cost and the supply also this time around is too high. If they can be able to bring it down, consider us, because we also know that the inflation in the country now is very, very high. Everybody wants to prefer that of streaming platform, because on DSTV these days, whether you have time to watch your subscription or not, once the time comes up, it will expire. But that of streaming online is much better, because within 5 seconds or thereabouts, you'll be able to watch what you want to watch, depending on your data. And that of online streaming is more cheaper than that of DSTV, on my own belief, because I believe within a short time you'll be able to know what is going on around the world, what is happening within a short time. But on that of DSTV, you would like to go home and sit and watch television before you'll be able to know what is going on.
While many users now select platforms based on data charges, others have abandoned online platforms completely. Some residents say to gain and attract more consumers, streaming platforms and cable TV providers need to lower their cost service charges.
And now in Jigawa State, in a bold step to boost food production and strengthen agricultural resilience, Governor Umar Namadi of Jigawa State has flagged off a large-scale dry season rice farming initiative under the state's Rice Value Chain Development Project. The ceremony, held in Jura town of Auyu local government area, underscores the state's growing commitment to turning agriculture into a key driver of economic growth. The report.
Backed by the Jigawa State Ministry of Agriculture, the initiative is set to directly benefit 58,500 farmers enrolled in the state's digital farmers database. The program caters to farmers across all scales, smallhold, medium, and large, offering them subsidized agricultural inputs to enhance productivity. Under the subsidy scheme, small-scale farmers will enjoy a 30% discount on all inputs, while medium and large-scale farmers will receive 20% and 10% respectively. These inputs include fertilizers, pesticides, irrigation equipment, and other essential tools required for efficient dry season farming. Governor Namadi described the effort as a significant push to combat hunger, promote food sufficiency, and uplift rural livelihoods. The plan targets the cultivation of 500,000 hectares of rice during the dry season, and when combined with rainy season efforts, aims to cover a total of 1 million hectares annually, projected to yield about 3.6 million metric tons of rice. Jigawa currently leads the nation in rice production, having contributed over 25% of Nigeria's total output last year. The state is also making strategic investments to position itself as a leader in wheat production over the next 2 years.
Furthermore to this, we have strengthened our extension services by recruiting 1,435 new extension agents and 300 animal health extension workers. We have committed to undertaking a number of institutional reforms aimed at strengthening both the demand and supply side of agricultural service delivery to our teeming farmers. In particular, this includes the following. 1. The incorporation of the Jigawa State Farm Mechanization Service Company to be run based on a viable commercial model for sustainable access to modern farming equipment.
In addition to the subsidized inputs, the initiative includes capacity building programs for farmers, extension officers, and cooperative leaders. This training will focus on adopting modern farming techniques and leveraging new technologies to increase output and reduce post-harvest losses. Governor Namadi praised the resilience and cooperation of farmers across the state and reaffirmed his administration's commitment to making agriculture the backbone of Jigawa's economy.
Related to one of the two activities planned for today, the flag of the 2025 dry season farming rice production program involving input distribution, I am also delighted to mention that we have over last 20 months undertaken similar programs. For instance, We have distributed over 6,000 metric tons of subsidized fertilizer, thereby reaching thousands of farming families. Similarly, we have massively and timely distributed high-quality foundation seeds for rice, wheat, and other crops. We have procured and distributed motorized and solar-powered irrigation pumps.
He called on all stakeholders to take full ownership of the project, emphasizing the importance of transparency, accountability, and sustained effort to ensure long-term success and food security for the people of Jigawa.
And away from Nigeria, an Israeli airstrike has destroyed key parts of Al-Ali Baptist Hospital, the last fully functional hospital in Gaza City, reducing its intensive care and surgery units to rubble. Eyewitnesses and footage from the scene showed massive flames and panicked evacuations, with some patients fleeing while still in their beds. The Episcopal Diocese of Jerusalem, affiliated with the hospital, confirmed one child died due to the chaos of rushed evacuation. The Israel Defense Forces (IDF) claimed the strike targeted a Hamas command and control center within the hospital. While no immediate casualties were reported by Gaza's Civil Emergency Service, the attack has sparked outrage and renewed calls for the protection of medical facilities. Al-Ali had become a vital lifeline after the destruction of Al-Shifa and other hospitals in the north. Now its ruin has left Gaza City virtually without functional healthcare amid ongoing hostilities. The strike has been widely condemned by Palestinian authorities and human rights advocates. The Hamas-run health ministry said the attack amounted to forced displacement of patients and medical teams. And with that, we wrap up news updates on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms for more programs, news, and documentaries. My name is Dokas Yakubuzala. Bye for now.